This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. One of the things that I think sets our side, if I may be so bold as to say our side, one of the things that sets our side apart from the other side is a respect for and a reliance upon experts. Not everybody can be an assistant U.S. attorney. And with that experience, that job experience, comes opportunities to learn new things. And that is what I want to talk about. Well, it's not what I want to talk about today, but I want to rely upon the experience of Christy Greenberg, a former assistant U.S. attorney with the Southern District of New York, who went on with Alex Wagner on MSNBC and talked specifically about her experiences and what she believes the most important aspects of Donald Trump's Twitter account will be, the kind of information that it can glean, what it will lead to, or what prospectively it could lead to informationally or prosecutorially with this investigation into Donald Trump and the January 6th case specifically. I'm going to play this brief clip, and then I want to talk about it. And I want to invite you to put your heads together or shake your head around and rattle some loose information or theories about what are the other things that we can possibly get from this up till now secret search warrant and access to Donald Trump's accounts, his Twitter account specifically, from Jack Smith. Here's this clip from MSNBC, Alex Wagner interviewing Christy Greenberg. Watch this.
The question now is, what kind of evidence could Mr. Smith get from a search warrant like that, and how might he use it? Joining me now is Christy Greenberg, former deputy chief of the Southern District of New York's Criminal Division. Christy, thank you so much for being here with me. I know you have a theory about what the special counsel is looking for here. What is it?
Well, when I was a prosecutor, I did many Twitter search warrants. And among the things I would look for was to be able to show that the person who was using the account, who was sending the tweets from that account, was actually the person that I was looking to charge, right? So that it wasn't somebody who may have been authorized or unauthorized to use the account. It was the actual person I was looking for. So here, Donald Trump could potentially say, well, I didn't send that tweet. It was some other aide, a social media manager, someone else, right? And so they want to be able to say, and they have it throughout the indictment, the defendant tweeted the following. And the fact that they're so definitive about that in the indictment, they don't say this is a tweet from the account. They say the defendant tweeted it. It means they know. And so how do you know that this tweet came from Donald Trump? Beyond just the fact that it's his account. And part of the way you do that as a prosecutor is you look for location information. You look for device information. Twitter stores, collects, and uses your precise location information unless you disable that setting. And so they can say information like GPS, really precise location information of exactly where he was at the time and on the date that the tweets were sent. They can also have information about the device that was being used and the IP address, which is like a digital address. All of those things are going to let the prosecutors be confident in saying this tweet was tweeted by Donald Trump.
Well, and I'm assuming that the tweets we're talking about include, you know, the tweets that he sent on January 6th as the insurrection is unfolding. Most famously at 2:24 p.m., Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. Of course, the December 19th tweet of 2020, big protest on January 6th, be there, will be wild. Those seem instrumental in trying to prove not the incitement to insurrection, which is not a charge that's listed in the indictment, but that there was a pressure campaign on Mike Pence, right, which was part of the larger fraud against the United States of America, and that the sort of foot soldiers of the insurrection gathered there by Trump's urging were used as effectively a battering ram against democracy.
All of that could be huge for the prosecution's case. All of that. All of that could be detrimental to Donald Trump's case. But I think it goes beyond the GPS data, the location data. It goes to what I think is going to be the more important aspect is who was he DMing on Twitter? We long know that Donald Trump used his Twitter to squelch people's free speech, to squelch and violate the First Amendment of the Constitution by blocking I don't know how many. I know I was among a group. I was blocked by Donald Trump on Twitter. I made some crack about John McCain having more integrity in his pinky than Donald Trump. I don't know, something like that. And the president of the United States being as thin, grapes have thicker skin than Donald Trump. He blocked me on Twitter, and then it had to be reversed through a lawsuit where the Justice Department then, whoever, I don't know if Donald Trump probably didn't go through himself and unblock me. It was likely Dan Scavino. But Donald Trump used, the point of that is that Donald Trump used his Twitter account nefariously. Just how nefariously? Who knows? I also don't know the extent of the warrant. If they are only relegated to look for things related to this particular case, that's likely. But it could be the messaging with others with whom he conspired. It could be the location data. It could be device information. There's a panoply of things that could be gleaned for the prosecution in this case against Donald Trump. But as I've said, I think the most important aspect will be the messaging, who he was planning and plotting and scheming with via direct message. Now, there's another aspect of this that very well could be. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see what comes out in the trial. But what kind of other data relative to what he's doing on his phone that is collected by Twitter? A lot of these apps you give permissions to, and they know all kinds of things. What you're doing in your browser history, what you're searching for, what you're texting, who you're messaging on other apps. All of this data very well could have been swept up in because Donald Trump is a goof and doesn't understand which permissions to give to what. It could be a red letter day for evidence in this case just from his Twitter. Because as Christy Greenberg just said in that clip, they're stating with certainty in this indictment, Donald Trump on this day tweeted this, not that a tweet was posted from Donald Trump's account. Those little things, those choices in language mean a lot, especially with someone as precise and professional as Jack Smith. Anyway, like I said, put your heads together, whether it be in the comments or if you want to leave me a voicemail, let's talk about this. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can absolutely email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you there. Follow me on social media if you haven't already. I am at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, everywhere. I think that's it. There's too many now. And if you appreciate what I do, what we do here, the work we do, whether it be here on the Dollemore Daily, on Brittany Page's channel on YouTube, or the podcast that we co-host together, I doubt it, please consider supporting our work. There are a number of different ways you can do that. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. That supports all of those efforts. You can click the Super Thanks button, or you can click the join button below and look what's into becoming a channel member for $2 a month. I would appreciate it. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I will see you next time, as I always do. There's always a next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.